Now, I know that artificial intelligence is nothing new, but I think it's fair to say that the buy in, the love, the support for artificial intelligence is at an all time high. And it would be wonderful if artificial intelligence and robots and all this advanced technology just made our lives better. Every time I think of artificial intelligence and the things that we should have by the end of 2024, I always think to the Jetsons. I mean, the Jetsons had butlers who were robots, they had flying cars, they had technology that made everyone's life better. But I'm here to tell you that in the job search of 2024, and sadly seems to be rolling into 2025 as well, artificial intelligence is not making our lives better. No. For the job seeker, those who've been laid off, those looking for a brand new job, it's only making things harder. It's making things worse because that human element is important. Even if you think a hiring manager is a dodo, it's still better to have a human to deal with in each step, in each leg of the process than it is artificial intelligence. Because I have an article that I'm going to go over with you today, but in general, my basic thoughts, and I'll respond to the article as we go along, but my basic thoughts and my basic experience is it just makes things more complicated. It adds more layers. It's similar to an experience you might have with artificial intelligence at, let's say, a drive-thru. The last time I went to Wendy's in the drive-thru, I was asking for one of those orange dreamsicle shakes that they have been promoting on TV. So it wasn't something off the menu like a fish sandwich that some places will have, some places won't. I mean, they're spending money, they're spending marketing, advertising dollars on this dreamsicle shake. So I said, can I have one dreamsicle, whatever the heck it's called, Frosty? And the artificial intelligence said, you want an orange juice? I'm like, no, I don't want an orange juice. And they said, 2 orange juices. And I said, no, I don't want any orange juices. So it took me a good 2 to 3 minutes to tell this artificial intelligence that I just wanted one basic Frosty and I didn't want a couple of different orange juices. So these are the kind of things that we're facing. Similar to if you call in to a call center, if you have an issue with your banking or you have an issue with your health care, you're going to want to get to a representative as soon as possible. I mean, I had an issue a couple of months ago with my bank card where I got an email saying that we're all going to get brand new bank cards. Well, that's kind of a pain in the butt because I really need my bank card right now. When are you going to send it? And the email said they're going to send it out anywhere between November and February. Well, that's too big of a window. I don't like that at all. So I called in, and maybe based off my phone number that I called in or my card number that I had to enter right away, they could say, if you're calling about the new cards that we're sending out, right? Like I need some kind of correlation between what I'm calling about or like the issues that I get emailed about or that is advertised and being able to get to the right place in artificial intelligence. The best, basically you got to basically say representative until you overload the system and get to where you need to be. So in general, I don't believe that artificial intelligence is making our lives better. I think it's making it harder, more complex. Yes, it's saving companies a bunch of money in the short term, but I gotta believe eventually in the long term, it's gonna come back to bite them. Karma's gonna come full circle, and they're not gonna be able to cut these corners and have such few employees. Like, that's my perspective, but let me know what you think down in the comments below. So our article today is from CNBC, and as always, the articles I reference are listed down in the description below, so you can read the full things for yourself, but I'm just gonna go over the highlights and how it pertains to what we're talking about today. The article's headline is, hiring platforms are making it harder to find a job, says HR tech founder. It's more soul crushing than ever. And if you've been looking for a job, maybe for a couple of days, maybe soul crushing is a bit extreme, but if you've been looking for months or a year, like many of us, for a new role, at least somewhere in the ballpark of what you did before, I would say soul crushing is pretty apropos. So this article says John Strauss has been building technology to help people get new jobs for over a decade. but he's not convinced today's hiring tools are all that effective. Strauss is the president and co-founder of Greenhouse, the hiring platform, and has seen a lot of tech and AI advancements in hiring since his business launched in 2012. Despite some of their benefits, the integration of AI into modern hiring practices isn't working. He says, all the AI stuff isn't actually helping. He's long heard businesses say that hiring is broken, but right now I'd argue it's getting worse. Between technology that makes it really easy to apply to a lot of jobs, combined with the current job market where there's a white collar recession, it's more soul crushing than ever. And really, we're at the point, a couple years ago, you might be able to just do these quick applies. Right now, you might as well just take your resume and just throw it right into a fire. Use it as kindling to burn all of your documents that you need to shred or whatever, or permanently get rid of. I don't think there's any point of doing quick applies. Let me know if I'm wrong on that aspect, because if you've been hired by doing these quick applies, that's awesome. But at the end of the day, you got to fill out these applications, and it's slow and it's painful. And if you've ever had to do multiple Workday applications in the same day, and if you've ever had to do multiple Workday applications in the same day, Workday is for sure soul crushing, if nothing else. AI tools like ChatGPT make it easier for candidates to write resumes and cover letters to apply to more jobs in less time. However, it can lead people to apply for jobs they're not actually suited for, and then it creates more competition for the roles out there. So I haven't used ChatGPT to rewrite my resume or to write any cover letters. So please let me know down in the comments below your experience with that if you've used it. But yeah, I mean, it seems like maybe that is one of the reasons why there's more competitions, because you should just find jobs that are like, when I'm looking for jobs, when I applied to over 2,000 jobs for accounting, I made sure I was a good fit for all of them. Now, the only thing is, some of these jobs, I wouldn't get paid what I want to get paid, but I could do the jobs, and I have done the jobs before. And I've been fortunate to have several different roles in my life. So if you have several different things that you've done previously, you should be able to come up with a couple of different drafts of the resume, and then just for each interview, for each organization, adds maybe some specific keywords that they list in the job description to make sure that you can get past, the old school AI, the applicant tracking system, which I never had a problem with a couple of years ago. So I don't know, but I was able to tailor the resumes, tailor the cover letters without using any sort of AI technology. But maybe people who are not qualified for these positions is one of the reasons why it's even harder these days. Candidates are feeling like they're in an arms race with each other around how many jobs you apply to. You hear people on social media saying, "Oh, I applied to 150 jobs." To me, I'm like, oh, that's cute. And so you feel pressure that if you're not applying to tons of jobs, you're falling behind. And yeah, I don't know if it is a numbers game, but I mean, if you haven't been able to find anything for months and months, it just becomes a numbers game, whether you're proud about it or not. All of this is just creating more and more anxiety and angst. Platforms' efforts to make the application process easier on candidates, such as one-click apply options and instant notifications about openings, may encourage and enable this behavior. And I don't know, is it to make things easier? Or is it just like, hey, we have this applicant tracking system, we have this technology. I don't know if it's built better, stronger, and faster, but we have this technology, so just send us all the resumes. We'll weed out as many of them as possible that don't have all the keywords that we're looking for, and then maybe we'll call or email 1% of those people. I don't think it's to make things easier for the candidates. I think it's to make things easier for the companies. The more people that they allow to apply for a job, they can say, oh, well, people are really excited about this, they're really desperate, and they'll take minimum wage to do this job that maybe should be 6 figures. In previous years, only highly competitive companies received way more applications than openings. Now that's happening nearly everywhere. In the first quarter of 2024, each job listing on Greenhouse received an average of 221 applications, a 43% increase from the same time the year before. And this article goes on, but I think we got the gist of it. So let me know down in the comments what you think. Do you think artificial intelligence is making things easier for the job seeker, or is it making it harder than ever before? Love to hear your thoughts and your experiences down in the comments below. Talk to you later.